Hello everyone, this is Sri Gade back again with another video with three tips. This time, this is one of the most important topics or aspects of our both personal as well as corporate life, and this kind of defines your success and many other aspects. But very few pay attention to this, and most of the times you don't see this as a reason or a consequence that is actually causing the events in our career. Let me jump right into it. Most often when you ask someone about what is secret of your success, people talk about it's my hard work, and you also hear about the skill, how I kept the skill up to date. Other section of people talk about uh, the connections whom you know, right? It's about the connections you have in the industry, and whom you can reach out to. That kind of helped me get where I am. It's my mentors, it's my network, it's all about people. But honestly, all these are a consequence of something, and they themselves in themselves are not causing success, but they are actually defined, throttled, and accelerated or slowed down by one and only one factor. And what is it? That factor is your energy level. So, all the trainings and discussions about mindfulness, emotion intelligence, and yoga, meditation, everything is basically talking about how do you maintain your energy levels so that your your mind and soul is in your control, and you are at your best, and then all your hard work and skill and connections will actually come into play. And it's very important that we keep these energy levels very at optimal levels for us to be able to produce. Let me give you some examples. A few days you feel that everything is going so well, every meeting you join, you basically come out with the outcome you want, and every discussions you have are always that particular day fruitful. You just keep going and unstoppable. There are also certain days where you basically not getting anything done, and by middle of the day, there are arguments in the meetings, and then the outcome is not happening. It could be meetings, or it could be email threads, or it could be calls with video and audio, but you just feel like, what, I think I need a break. I probably need a vacation. It's not going the way I want it, and this is nothing but your energy levels. In the first example, your energy levels are very high, so everything you take it in your stride and keep going, and continue to have the success. It's a feeling. Outcome could be either way, but it's irrespective of the outcome. You are feeling energetic. Whereas the second case, you are feeling low on energies, and you basically somehow looking to withdraw because nothing is going the way you're looking for. So that's why this video is about, how do you keep those energy levels like, up and running throughout your day, and it kind of helps you really propel the success in your career. So three tips again. Tip number one is, most of the times this energy draining will happen. You're actually discussing in a passive communication medium, which is generally emails or chat. So most often they are effective, but then when they are not, then you start actually detecting when it is actually going out of line, and that's when you need to bring that person or that particular team onto call, preferably a video call. So this will let you understand the opposite person's perspective, and most often is it can actually help the both parties get to the same page. So without losing a lot of energy, you get onto the same page, and when you look for kind of win-win, more often than not, either the opposite person will yield, or you kind of understand, oh, I didn't know this angle, so I think let's do this way. So this is the benefit of actually connecting. So the tip number one is connect, and that will solve a lot of problems, and you could actually get to a win-win situation without losing a lot of energy throughout the day. That's number one. Number two, even after using tip number one, things are not going the way you need, and at one point, I it could be the situation is tough for the opposite person or for you, but then eventually things are not yielding the results you need. Give it time. That's a tip number two. What do you mean by time? Just give it another day or two. if your project allows it, which means that you could basically pause the meeting there. You can always tell them, what, looks like at this point I do not have enough data, or the information for me to make a decision in this direction. So at this point I will not be able to commit anything, but how about we meet a day after tomorrow in the same topic. I'll probably bring in more people from my team, or you could probably get some more data, and let's have a discussion and then see how that goes. So what basically happens with this approach is, some, most of the times it's emotions that are kind of building up, whereas the outcome that we want probably is very close, but then these emotions are actually pulling us apart. So when you actually give a break, both parties kind of like slow down, and then when we actually come back and meet this time, there's a good possibility that we really want to get to a stage where we kind of get to a conclusion. We do not want to leave these loose ends. Okay, so give it time. So this is the very important tip, because most of the times people just go start building it up on the meeting, and then it actually, the discussion turns into arguments, and then it actually turns into start burning bridges with people. And that's when you start noticing that you're actually losing energy, and you start feeling that this is going nowhere. And I think looks like why that opposite person doesn't get it. And you start actually feeling that it's already probably just at 12 p.m. or afternoon your time, but you started feeling that it's already end of the day. Okay, so tip number 3 is stay focused on the purpose, and that will really help. End of the day, everyone is working for in that organization. They have personal lives, and when they come to the office, it is a common goals for everyone. Company needs to be successful. The project needs to succeed, and everyone needs to have a positive environment for us to continue to keep going. And when you look at that perspective, when you enter the meeting, you come into that perspective that everyone here is to actually help the company move forward in and then have a common success. Then you start looking at options. Start being part of the solution than start being part of the problem. So when you stay focused on the purpose, it's very easy for at least you're part of the situation to stay poised. I think that's a word. Stay poised and neutral, and that will actually help solve the problems. Even the opposite person will start looking at your perspective very, very positively. Okay, so these are the 3 tips. Just to do a quick recap for you. Number 1, always connect with the active medium, which is phone calls, or the Zoom or Teams calls with the video. That way you can actually get across the person, try to understand, and try to look for a win-win. Number 2 is, if the number 1 is not working, number 2 is all about give it time, a couple of days, and gather more data, get more relevant people or architects from your team, so that way you'll be able to actually make a decision. Or just arguing with the same person will not get us anywhere, and then actually drains your energy completely, and it's no good. You'll not be comfortable working with that person or a team in the future. Number 2. Number 3 is ultimate, is basically stay focused on the purpose. And if your purpose is strong enough, big enough, you'll be able to create a excellent feeling in the opposite person also, and their chances of yielding to your purpose, or your chances of actually agreeing to their purpose is very, very high. And in cases where both of you think that your purpose is higher, you can always bring in your senior leadership without burning bridges, without losing energy. You can say, what, I really respect, but at this point I think we need to bring in our leadership and help us make certain decisions. So that's where purpose will help a lot. So with this, thank you so much, and keep your energy levels up throughout the day, and that will be the ultimate factor for your success in life.